Violin is a difficult instrument. We are always fighting against the gravity, up or down, and it shouldn't sound like a fight. It should be very easy. I was still living in Hungary. It was my very first visit to the West. I was imprisoned for all my life before I came to Genova. The biggest impression on me was the sea. They took me to the harbor, and that was the first time that I saw the sea, big boats. I was 19 years old, very ambitious obviously, and very well prepared for the competition.
I was simply quoting the fact that to have here many young people united by love and interest in music in a world in which differences and quarrels and all sorts of tensions are around.
È inevitabile oggi dover affrontare un concorso. È il trampolino di lancio più importante. Non tutti hanno la possibilità di essere nell'ambiente giusto e di conoscere la persona giusta al punto da non dover fare i concorsi. Sono veramente poche le persone che sono riuscite a fare carriera oggi.
When I call the name, she will take out a number and it will be that number, and that will be the order of the performance. Francesca Dego. Number 45, Diana Gibda. Number 43.
You have to be absolutely determined and to have very strong personality to try to be able to succeed. If you don't have this, don't try, because especially today, it's very difficult to start a career. And if you don't have this very hard attitude, you will never make it.
Tutto è finalizzato a questo aspetto competitivo, che però è determinante. Cioè io, anche quello che dico sempre ai miei allievi, ai concorsi non si va per partecipare, ai concorsi si va per vincere. Cioè la determinazione di essere consapevoli di poterlo vincere è fondamentale proprio innanzitutto a livello psicologico e poi anche a livello strumentale.
Number 6. Number 22. Number 23. 28. Number 29. 13, 27, number 52, number 58, 4, 44, 7, number 16, number 18, number 8, number 39, 38, number 56, number 31.
È chiaro che siamo qui per giudicarli in 20 minuti la prima prova, un'ora la seconda prova e 2 serate la terza prova, però non bisogna appunto dimenticarsi che non è che tutto il sapere o il talento di un ragazzo possa essere espresso in 20 minuti. Uno che non viene ammesso non è che sia bocciato per la vita. Per tutti Paganini è stato e rimarrà per sempre il più grande violinista di tutti i tempi, non solo per quello che ha scritto, ma per quello che ha rappresentato l'approccio col violino, proprio la rivoluzione tecnica che lui ha fatto, al di là della bellezza di alcuni brani, l'aspetto proprio pedagogico anche dello strumento.
Well, every violinist from the early stages of his studies is playing Paganinis. It belongs to the repertoire. When you have the kind of technique which is sufficient, good enough, then you play Paganinis. And I'm sure every violinist, including today, plays Paganini every day of his life. If not performing, but just practicing, because it's so important for the technique of a player.
Tutti i violinisti sono attratti da Paganini innanzitutto per l'aspetto virtuosistico. Appena un giovane si rende conto di poter incominciare a muovere velocemente le mani sulla tastiera o con l'arco, vuole subito cimentarsi con le opere di Paganini. Quindi io ho molto presto iniziato a suonare Paganini, però la cosa che mi ricordo era che mentre ascoltavo alcune registrazioni, la cosa che mi colpiva di più non era l'aspetto virtuosistico fine a se stesso, ma erano proprio queste frasi, queste incredibili, questa vena melodica incredibile, cantabile, proprio quella che all'estero viene chiamata cantilena.
This is the main event of the city, so.
On the 21st of October I returned to Hungary, and for a long time I wasn't allowed to travel again, because then the Russians came and then it was a total prison again. So it took quite a long time before I could travel again, and that was the time when I decided that I'm not returning ever.
My name is Bo-kyung Lee. I come from Korea, and I'm 20 years old. I started to play violin when I was 3. I studied in the United States for 3 years and in Paris almost 4 years. It was my mother who just suggested me to play violin first, and then after I played and practiced, and I started to think, oh, this is my life, you know. Music could be my life. I always keep my violin, yeah, in airplane, wherever. I always try to keep my violin. It's like my second body. Yeah, because it's expensive and because it's really important part of my life. Yeah. When I'm not playing violin, I always think about the music. Yeah, phrasing and where should I more articulate. The most important thing is feel the music and your heart.
I am from Russia, but I'm studying in America, so I flew from Detroit to Paris and from Paris to Genoa. I started playing the violin when I was young, 3 years old. When you are young, when you are a kid, you have to practice a lot, several hours per day, and sometimes it's difficult for a child to practice like this. So sometimes my parents, they forced me to do it. But now I am so thankful and grateful to them, because the childhood is the best time when you can get your violin technique. Now I just cannot imagine my life without playing the violin, without music. It's very good. It's Italian violin, it's Galliano. I just love this violin, because if you love the violin, it will love you. I need to think about pieces I am going to play first of all. It's kind of mental work first of all. But at the same time, another side of my brain, it's working, it's controlling my fingers, it's controlling my bow. It's kind of very complete, process to play the violin. You can express your soul, your thinking with this instrument.
This was always a dream of mine, to do this competition and travel here. I'm just very, very happy to be here right now. And I started playing when I was 2 years old, and I've been playing ever since then. Very, very small violin, and my mother was very patient. Yeah. I've had times where I really didn't like it, and I stopped and tried other things, but I always come back to it, because I really do love it. So. I've spent the last 4 years raising my children, so it was very, very difficult for me to find the time to practice and find people to take care of my children to come here at all. It's not an expensive violin, and nobody knows where it's from or even how old it is, but to me it's irreplaceable. It just feels like mine, and I know if somebody else has played it, it feels different to me. I don't know that I have the best technique of anybody here. I try to make the music sing the way I hear it. Not everybody will love what I do. I hope that there are some people that will feel something strongly listening to me play. And that's for me what makes me happy in music, when I can communicate something that I feel to somebody else with the violin.
I'm Japanese. I live in Sydney, Australia. I've started violin when I was 6. I strongly believe that we should follow the steps of Paganini in promoting ourselves and be able to perform this kind of music to a wider general public, because we are beginning to forget we should be connected to the audience in the modern day world.
Eseguirà Niccolò Paganini, Capricci numero 2 e numero 22, MS.
Perform so that the audience like it, If the audience is happy, I'm happy.
I capricci costituiscono per noi una pietra miliare. Credo che sia l'opera più importante che Paganini ha scritto, nonostante lui li abbia scritti abbastanza presto. Si riesce proprio a percepire come lui avesse un'inventiva strumentale musicale a 360 gradi. Non c'è un capriccio che sia simile all'altro, non ce n'è uno che sia più facile dell'altro. È difficile riuscire ad essere spesso se stessi. Poche volte si riesce a vedere dei musicisti, dei giovani violinisti che riescano, indipendentemente da quello che possa essere il giudizio espresso dalla giuria, essere esattamente se stessi. Cioè io sono così, piaccia o non piaccia, io riesco a suonare così. Spesso tendono a strafare, magari per voler dimostrare una cosa che magari loro non sono. È divertente Paganini da suonare quando si riesce a scavalcare questo piccolo ostacolo tecnico, quando non si è più vincolati dalla grande attenzione strumentale. È bello perché ha questa sincerità nel fraseggio, questa trasparenza, questa spontaneità tipicamente del bel canto italiano.
Paganini's music is very, very pleasant. I always tell my students that Paganini's music should be played like a Rossini opera.
It has to be clear that you have to play well. Basically, you have to play well, which means you have to play in tune with a good sound, with different sound, good vibrato, good sense of rhythm. Plus this, then you have to have your ideas musically. The sound of Mozart cannot be the same sound of Tchaikovsky or the same sound of Paganini.
Good luck, eh? Good luck.
He can play well. I mean, he has such a talent.
So how did you feel? Did you give your best?
I haven't.
This is the first question. The greatest, for me, the greatest success in a competition is when you are playing so good as you can. Then it's the most important thing. And then the other thing doesn't depend on you. No, it depends on the jury. Sometimes they don't like you for other reasons, or it depends on the other concurrents. How much they are better or equal and so on. But did you feel well? Did you give your best?
Not really.
Not really. Yes.
But I think I learned that I was sick for 4 weeks out of the last 2 months. Yeah. So it wasn't that wasn't so good.
Fastissimo. Everything was fast. Scratchissimo. Did you realize it? Fast and faster and faster and faster.
I mean, I know the piece enough just to say, not good articulations. So why? I want to ask this guy. If Paganini wrote ratatatatata, why do you play ratatatatata? Easier? That's the only reason. So why do you play this caprice? My friend, you're a good violinist. You should do it. You know what I mean? You are too good to do these things. I need that you think with your mind about Mozart, about articulations, about appoggiatura, about dynamics, about agogica, about cadenza.
Either it's, you have to think about another repertoire not so demanding.
Okay, tell me, why you play so fast? Can you tell me what's written on this Paganini number 2nd? What is written? Allegro presto?
No, I think Allegro or something.
You don't remember?
Moderato.
It's moderato, my friend. It's moderato. It's written moderato and it's all those. It's not additive like you play. It's all dots and and it's one of the 2 caprices where Paganini wrote dolce. You know dolce?
Yes.
What does it mean? Sweet. Okay. So it's only 2 caprices where he wrote dolce. So I wrote too fast, no phrasing.
I'm not such a type of person to regret a performance. I did the best I can on that stage, and yeah, I felt pretty alright. I felt pins and needles on my fingers, and I couldn't move as much as I wanted to. Like little nuances, little little things, details that I wanted to put in. It was impossible to do.
No breathing.
Okay.
Why?
It wasn't too hard, like what the jury said. You know, I could have just do everything what they expected. last time I was told that I've done too much expressions, too much maybe dynamics, too much phrasing, you know. And with my teacher back in Sydney, I've discussed that, you know, maybe just for the competition, not for concerts, but just for competition, maybe I should hold back myself to suit the juries.
You must breathe. What about if you talk without breathing? Can you talk like that without... And then you have to stop. And I'll tell you more. Besides the fact that you need to breathe, if you want to convince somebody, it's very important that when you talk and you have an audience, you have to talk to the audience and convince them of something. You must pay attention where to breathe. Where do you take rest, then start again, and then take rest. If you don't do that, nobody's going to understand anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if you're saying the most incredible story, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When I express myself, they told me not to. When I not express myself, they'll tell me more. So in the end, maybe I'll just do whatever I want.
When I started to play, I felt confident because the Mozart is something that I really enjoy playing, and I've played many times. And so with a few mistakes, I was happy with that. And then my 11th caprice was not so good, and then the 17th caprice got worse and worse. I started to get very tired, and I didn't know if I could make it to the end, and I started making a lot of mistakes. And the more mistakes I made, the more off balance I felt. In years past, I would have been very devastated by not playing my best, and I was surprised that I felt disappointed for a very short amount of time, and then I felt like it was easy to move on. It was a feeling of relief that I didn't feel very affected. I feel very different from most of the people who are here playing because they are so dedicated to doing this one thing, performing as a soloist, and that's not something I do very much anymore. I play mostly in orchestras, and that's what makes me happy. And it's something that I never thought I would like to do, because when I was younger, I didn't enjoy playing in orchestra at all. And in the last year or two, I found that I really love doing that. So I'm very happy to go back to work and be part of a violin section and play great symphonic works and hear other soloists and not be the soloist.
Playing orchestras is great. There's nothing as luxurious as, 70 to 80 great musicians playing in an ensemble. There's nothing as rich. But I'm not an orchestra player. I don't choose to be one. And this competition is a great education for me, in that aspect, because I see other great soloists playing in my generation. And what's important is my generation, not the previous generation that's already passed.
와, 신기하다.
우리나라에는 이런 건 없었던 것 같아. 근데 모르겠어. 요즘에 코엑스 아쿠아리움은 있는지.
I can't stop thinking my playing. It was not bad, and the hole was quite dry. But I tried to enjoy myself, and yeah, I think it was quite okay. I usually think my mistakes. Why did I make that kind of mistakes? And I try to organize myself not to make again, that kind of mistakes, Music, if you are not going into orchestra, there's no job. So it's really hard to say. But I love music, and I want to be a soloist, so I'll try my best. Always.
어머도.
꽤 갈게 썼다. 어? 다큐멘터리나
여기 지금 계시네 한번.
그러니까 다큐멘터리나 영화에서 너무너무 잘 보이는 건데 이렇게 가까이서 보니까 참 어떻게 하는 건가? 잘 모르겠는데. I believe God, but I'm not Catholic. She is.
그게 아니라 피아노가 아니라 그러니까 바이올린 잘하면 거기서 쏘는 너무 좋거든요.
자신 없어 보여 그러니까. 오케이. 그러니까 연습하는 거야. 이거 크게 내는 소리하고 작게 내는 소리하고 컨트라스트가 좀 다르고.
지금 쓰러질 것 같아. 몸이 이상해.
15분 남았어.
Paganini's music is natural for me. She watched a young man playing the violin and TV. She watched at 2 years half old, and she said to me, oh, I want to play that. I want to. And at that time, I said to her, you are so young and waiting. When she was 3 years old, she said to me, please, I want to study. So, she born for to play the violin. She said.
Don't like competition.
She doesn't like competition, but
I like playing the violin.
It was only on my mind to start to play the violin. So it was a little magic to play the violin firstly for me. Our family is a musician family. My uncle plays in Zlin Philharmonic Orchestra on a flute, and my father plays too a little bit on the violin 4 years when he was young. I just want to play with a nice vibrato and with big and hot feeling.
I have no musicians in my family, but my mother likes music very much, classical music. I was singing all day long when I was about 3 years old. That's why my mother sent me to those ballet classes. I liked dancing on music played by violin. I don't know, the sound of violin was very nice for me. Finally, I started playing violin at 7.
I think it's my parents, especially my father's idea. Yeah, because he wanted to learn the violin so much, but he really didn't have the chance. So that's why he wanted me to sort of fulfill his dream, you know, from his childhood. Yeah. My father, he can play the traditional erhu, the Chinese, what they call the Chinese fiddle, and also the bamboo flute is also the traditional one, but he learned all by himself. And my grandma, she's quite amazing because she has never seen a piano before. And after I entered to the high school of the conservatory back to my hometown, my parents bought me a piano so I can practice piano, because that's also one of the lessons I have to learn. And then my grandma, she came over. She saw the piano, and she was just touching the key for like 5 minutes, and she was able to play a melody on the piano. So I mean, even though they've never been a professional musician, but the musical, the thing is always in the blood, in the DNA. So. I picked up the violin when I was 4 years old. I never hated it, even when I was very young, even when I was very bored, just sitting there practice the scales but later and later, when I get older and older, I just like it more and more. So.
All day, if I'm playing, I play like this. If I'm not playing, I play here. I was born in South Korea, and I grew up in New York City most of my life. America right now for me is very close-minded like this, and Europe is still a little more alive, and they're willing to experiment and accept something that's not usual, and that's why I'm doing this competition, so that I can maybe come to Europe more as a soloist. Competition in 5 months is like it's like Olympics. I have done Leopold Mozart competition. I won first prize. Indianapolis competition. Last week I came from this competition. I won 4th prize. And right now I'm a bit tired and I'm just trying my best. I don't expect to win. I'm not in top form as I wish to be. And if I'm lucky, I pass. If I don't, then I'm sure there's a reason. So I'll see what happens tonight.
practiced like too much today and slept too few. It's always like waves, you know, by preparing, and they are always like lower points and high point, and you have to reach exactly the moment of playing, like always 50 minutes, like the highest one. Like was the best I can do, but anyway, the public is very warm here and it's very nice.
I enjoyed.
Some of the people say, okay, Paganini is only technique. I mean, it is very difficult, but it's not just technically difficult. After that, there's still so much more you can look for and you can work on. Really, Italian opera, which really is full of romances and fantasies, which is absolutely great. Actually, we can bring this out. It's always very difficult for me to remember what exactly I did on stage. I mean, because you are so concentrated. And even though you just you know that you made a mistake there, but you have to just continue, really have to forget about it immediately, and you have to move on. Otherwise, if you always keep thinking about that particular place where you made a mistake, then the whole thing will be screwed up. You'll never find that you play as good as you could be. Finished. Once it's finished, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't think that I'll concentrate too much on what is really being played in the past.
At home, I imagine that I'm on stage and I play the whole thing together because to pace myself, because in the middle maybe I get too excited and something doesn't work, so I have to just pace my energy for the 4 pieces, and that's how I prepare tonight.
Yura Lee, Corea del Sud, anni 21.
Every morning I start with scale, and then caprices, Paganini, and then Bach.
I like voice singers. I try to play the violin like I was a singer. I have slept, but I prefer the practicing. I play well for a show, not for a competition. I have no regrets.
Tutto il lavoro deve essere fatto di superare le cose, problemi tecnici e arrivare alla musica. Questo si vede che non succede abbastanza.
Laddove la difficoltà tecnica è un elemento del linguaggio musicale e quindi del pensiero, come lo è il contrappunto per Bach, come è il Mahler, il richiamo della natura, cioè è un elemento sostanziale musicale, quindi non certoginico.
Music is behind the notes, but the note must be played perfectly well. I mean, it's not enough to be a great violinist, but it must be also an artist and musician.
Bisognerebbe proprio tentare invece sia loro che ai loro maestri di far entrare in testa che un pezzo di musica è un pezzo di musica. Se poi è facile o difficile tecnicamente è un'altra storia.
A lot of composers wrote very difficult pieces. So from this point of view, of course, Paganini was somehow, he invented a new technique, but somehow he characterized his music through this kind of cantabile and cantilena that characterized all the 19th century with the opera, with Bellini, with Rossini. So I think that that should be something that should come out through a little more.
We can vote for the finalist, yes, no, or possible. We can vote maximum 6 finalists. Lee Bo-kyung, please. Chu Hyun-ju, Sergei Malov, Rika Masato, Ning Feng, and Yura Lee.
Very much impressed from your first round. Very well. It's great. I wrote big talent. Understand what happened the second round?
Oh, in the second round I was very tired.
I think it would be greatly benefit her to, if you are able to go to London or to New York or to wherever, but Western.
Especially in the Ravel, it was like, the feeling was like you were not there. For example, there were two moments, I know, of course you were there. There were 2 moments where you almost didn't start to play. Like if it was, your mind was going on stage and somewhere else, on stage and somewhere else. And I wrote it. It's like I have the feeling that she's not concentrated. Original articulations were missing at all. Everything was pretty with the same kind of sound. I found it unexpected. I mean, I was really strangely shocked somehow, because I expected you to be like in the first round. It's a pity, because I really found that, I mean, you have a very good talent. What I also found is that you cannot play everything with the same kind of character, with the same kind of phrasing, you know. You must make it just more difference.
Yes, I'm very aggressive.
A little bit. I wrote it. It's a little bit violent. And so I...
Because if I'm nervous,
you get aggressive.
I don't want to this to be seen by the others.
I see. So you think that this is the good way to hide?
Certainly not.
But sometimes can be very dangerous to go from the other side, to go from this side. No, don't you think so?
I don't know.
A very important question. I fear, you know, that you should go away from home. Did Mr. Quarta told you this?
Because of your talent, you have hands that permits you not missing at all, just to be pure, immaculate, you know. Were you relaxed? Were you nervous? What was your feeling? What was your feeling while playing? Were you nervous? No.
Violin playing has changed a lot. Technique has changed. The violin style has changed a lot. And both in all these Eastern European countries, they don't know it. Your Bach sounded like 50 years ago. We play different Bach today. cannot play Bach like this anymore.
You know, it's Baroque music. Baroque music. It's not Ravel. It's not Prokofiev. It's not Tchaikovsky. It's Baroque music.
So it's more soft? I didn't think about Baroque style.
You didn't think about Baroque style?
I thought a little bit more articulated.
Right. But that's not enough. Because if you want that somebody understands, somebody who is listening to you, must understand what you're doing.
Go to London, to Paris, or wherever. The world is free, big.
The jury told me a lot of interesting things which I never thought, or I thought, but I just had another opinion. I have this intention to go abroad, but after I finish university, if I find a good teacher, because in my opinion, I have the best teacher.
You cannot look at a complete 35-40 minute concerto in 15-20 minutes, of course. You just go over the music quickly and they tell you, I make a little rubato here, a little ritardando there, and here accelerando, and little cesura, I must stop here, etc. So we just talk about it quickly, and then we jump into the rehearsal with the orchestra. For these young people, for them, it's a very difficult job. And for me and for the orchestra, our job is to make it easy for them. We try our best to help them and support them. Also, it is very difficult for the orchestra, because when you play, let's say, Paganini first, 1 hour later you play again Paganini first, but you still remember the previous Paganini. And when you play the third time, then you have 1 and 2 times Paganini, so it can be tiring and disturbing for the orchestra also. Very interesting experience for me to do something like this, because this is a job which really stretches to the limits of a conductor. Mentally, technically, knowledge-wise, musically, and also socially.
My father is a professor at the St. Petersburg Conservatory for the piano, and my mother was teaching violin in a music school, so teaching children for 25 years. Now it came naturally. I was like asking a few times, I was 4 or 5 if I can get a violin, and well, finally at 6 I've got it. There's so many great things in life which well, one can do, but well, it's our job. It's like a destiny. I was like 14 or 15 years old, I went to a youth competition in Weimar named after Louis Spohr. And all of a sudden I went to the final and took quite a good prize there. And it changed a lot of things, because before I was really unsure about if I want to become a violinist. I was playing football a lot, which I'm doing also now. It makes, of course, lots of fun. But it was an option which became like not anymore an option. From this time I started to practice a lot, and of course like 8 hours, 10 hours making records.
I think it just gradually happened. I never thought I want to be a violinist, but as time went by, like I just enjoyed playing, so that's just what brought me here.
I had to create like a way for myself. My family is academic, they're teachers, but they appreciate music. For me, just academic was not enough. I need something artistic. Since I was very young, I wanted to try everything that I see. I was very much a hands-on person. I want to do this, I want to do that, and violin was one of those. Violin and piano was two of those things. I tried dance, everything, but this felt closest to me. And I was very lucky to have good teachers when I was young. First was Namyoon Kim in Korea, and second was Dorothy DeLay. They introduced me to a manager in New York, and I was very lucky when I was young. I got the management at 9 years old, and I performed many concerts until I was about 18. So for about 9-10 years I had kind of a young career. If you go for what you want all the time, you will get somewhere, You try and try and try, and my parents at first, they were like, oh, this is just a phase, a little kid, she doesn't know, but I wanted the same thing for 21 years now, and so I think they understand now. There's no interpretation without structure. For me, music is most personal when I respect the composer the most, because music is like architecture. There's a ground, there's a column, and there's a top, like this. You cannot have the top without the bottom, and vice versa. And knowing what the composer wrote exactly helps me to be free and to create my own music on top of that.
From different time period, they all have different tastes. Not just music, in fashions as well. In terms of actually playing a violin or playing any other instrument, the first thing I think everybody should be aware of, be careful about, is actually to find out what the composer wants. That's very important. And when he was alive, and when he composed this particular piece, what was he doing, or in which period? Because for instance, like for Mozart, for Beethoven, the early pieces and the late pieces, they're really different. Then there's the way of playing from different period of time, because people play so differently 50 years ago or even 60 years ago. If we listen to the recordings which made by the really great masters, Jascha Heifetz or this kind of people, they play in a very different way which we don't do anymore now. I'm not saying that they don't play well, they play perfectly well. I mean, they are really the masters, but it's just like the way they dressed before, the way they dressed 50 years ago, 100 years ago, it's totally different than what we do now. We have to always improve. Maybe improve is not really the correct word, but change into another direction as the society and everything is as how the other things goes. I think that's what I believe. Yeah.
Il primo concorrente ad esibirsi sarà Bo Kyung Lee, Corea del Sud, anni 20. Eseguirà Niccolò Paganini, concerto numero 1 in Re maggiore, opera 6, MS 21.
Tam tom rim, hai finito? Tam tiri, tam pam, and 1, 2, 3. We have to look at each other. Okay. Beautiful. Persze, jó. Na, toj, nagy kalapban.
It is a lot of work, first of all, mentally, to keep in mind that who does what and when, because music is so individual, and thank God everybody does everything in a little bit different way. I will show you.
I just go with my instinct. I just naturally, okay, I feel, okay, this is what the composer wants, and on top of this, I feel like that I'm doing this way is better. But I will do before.
But okay.
And one other thing, this place maybe.
How do you want?
A little bit shorter. Maybe because I don't have look at my bow. Sometimes I don't have enough bow. Because I want.
You mean the chord?
The chords, yes.
I will cut.
Yeah, a little bit shorter.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I will cut.
There's a part where you know what you're doing, you can describe, and there's a part where you don't know what you're doing, but you know it's there. And the difficult thing is to not let this, they say heart or something, unknown. You have to have it at the same time, like the head and the heart at the same time, and that's very difficult. there's the feeling that you get when you look at the music. You get instinct, like a gut instinct, and then if you don't block that instinct and analyze a structure at the same time, it will be your own style. Everybody's different, so everybody will have their own individual style.
Bravo.
her to the room. You take her to the room, please. Go, okay. Okay, go. Safest. Safest. Too nervous. Very excited. Anxiety.
laughing at you.
To me, I don't think I can describe what I feel on stage just within 1 hour. You have to concentrate very calm on what you are doing and what you are about to do in the next minute, in the next second. But also you have to try to also use your emotion to pass it on to the audience. It's really something, which is really totally opposite against each other. And you have to, when you get on stage, you have to put both things together. That is actually what you can never practice, because you will never get the feeling on stage when you are at home or at the backstage. It's totally different. You can only get the feeling on stage. So that's what we call experience. The more you get on it, then the more you know how to control it. And once you get this feeling, okay, I have had this feeling before.
Bravo.
You're the best. Oh my God, it's finally over. It's very difficult to imagine the pressure, the intensity that you have to been through with all these weeks.
You think, oh, I have to play perfectly, but that's the least way to actually play perfect, but you cannot help yourself, so. It's ironic, but in order for me to give the most to the audience, I have to be inside myself the most. You actually have to give to yourself more, enjoy your music, and then like a water in a cup, it overflows and the audience gets what's flowing outside the cup. Every time it's suicidal. It's right before you want to, and then you learn to control. It's harder than a concert, much more than a concert. So you guys stay here. I just finished this one. Maybe we go out, get a beer. Sure.
Penso che siete tutti ansiosi di sapere come sono andate le cose.
Terzo premio a Masato Rika, Giappone, 17 anni. Secondo premio, Lee Yura, Corea, 21 anni. Premio a Nini Piupeng. La consegnata al sindaco di Genova.
I graduated from high school in China, so I'm really Chinese, there's no doubt. And on top of this, I've learned a lot of European things. All kind of arts, it's coming from normal life. Every single one is related to how people live their lives in local places. It's actually so when I moved to a European city, when I moved to Europe, I mean, I started to see how people live, not just actually violin playing, even with the people, how people deal with things, how people talk to each other, a different language, a different food even. Everything's different, but everything's affected.
I did play with the canon, and it was very, very hard, very difficult, because that time a violin was not played at all. So a violin has to be played. And they gave me just a couple of hours on the day of the concert just to play on it. And I remember it was very hard to make it sound.
I violinisti si rendono conto dopo che hanno vinto il concorso, che hanno la possibilità, questa incredibile possibilità di mettere le mani sullo strumento che è appartenuto a Paganini. Naturalmente è un'emozione indescrivibile.
Normally I do about 3 hours practice. Average, let's do the whole year. You'll never have a good form. 360 days a year. No, sometimes you are off form, just not in the mood. And then for that particular period of time, I decided even not to practice. Practice is not enjoy. Practice is work. And to me, music is something to be enjoyed. I really have to keep a fresh idea in my mind. Music is something to be enjoyed.